Hello, I'm Chris. This is Reality Shadow Ban. That portal still needs to be shut. My voice is about to go, but I want to do this video anyway because it was cracking me up and also making me go, "Damn, that's a good way of explaining it." This is the Poor Man's Podcast React, so I'm reacting to a react, but it was mostly these ladies and what they had to say, and then what came after it. So I'm gonna let them play here. They're talking about the patriarchy.
Why don't we like the patriarchy?
Because the patriarchy.
Why?
Because it makes it so much harder to exist and just like have equal rights. And
Right. If you're trying to be equal, it is harder. Better damn believe it. If you want to be equal in the patriarchy or just in the society, yeah, it's going to make it a lot harder without the patriarchy actually made it easier for you. That's the thing about it. It's hard to explain it, but let's try.
and it just that.
So do you think women have it like harder in society?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, maybe that's what you're told, but stats are not bearing that out. Maybe in the past for certain things, if you want to go do, men's kind of traditional roles that we kind of took on, and because you guys didn't really want to do it, there's shitty hard work, and that's kind of we're into it.
Do you think men at all face any hardships at all, or is it really just like an attack on women in our society?
Well, I feel like they're really expected to be the breadwinners all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because what other purpose do we have? Come on, stop, ladies. That is what we need it for. And if you threw that away, then what are we around for? We're not okay. Guess you don't need us. All right.
Do you like that or not like that?
I personally like that because I wouldn't mind not working in the future. So.
Well, how about not now? Maybe she is trying to get out of it. I don't know. I don't know. This outfit is I don't know. Is she trying to sell it? I don't know.
Future, so
So in the future, you want to be a mom?
definitely, yeah.
Okay. You want to be a wife?
Yes.
What does that look like for you if we don't like the patriarchy?
Gotcha, bitch. Yeah. The delusion levels, the level of hamster wheel logic that I have to go through to not actually see these things is pretty extreme.
I'm gonna let you answer that one.
See, Patrick. Dee doo 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 dee.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say it's not about like hardships, it's just about like making it an even playing field.
Okay. You're not going to like that. I guarantee you are not going to like the equal playing field with men. It's amazing to see. And this is not a skit either. She really does believe this. That they cannot see the world that they live in, how it was not, they just assume it was just here. They assume the streets, the roads, the electricity, the lights, the clothes, the protection, the traffic lights, the laws, everything was just here. They just waltz it. We don't really need guys around for that shit.
Okay.
I mean, everyone can have a.
What's she doing? Is this? They're so weird. Chicks are so strange. You guys do the weirdest stuff. What is
Hard
that?
life.
What is that? Is that some kind of new casual girl trend? So strange.
Yeah.
But women are like statistically targeted more.
What? Okay, what are you talking about, lady? Men get fucked with way more than girls do. Holy shit, have you seen the stats?
Men just do what women want.
Why?
Because they care about women and they want women to be happy and they want them to love them, right?
Yeah, this is not outrageous. Does anybody thinks that this is outrageous? Who's kind of stumbling onto this video that thinks that what this guy right here, he's a chubby, kind of really poor haircut, kind of stuffy attitude, whatever. But if you just take what he's saying, it's what is going on, and it is the kind of the way things we like. It seems like we both like it like this. I mean, but both, or you've been fooled to thinking it's bad, but we're still into it, even with all that shit.
And so you can go back to, say, the Victorian era, and men used to treat women with an extreme amount of deference because the generations living then remembered a time when the world was a lot more difficult than
it's about to be again.
People now remember it being. And so the physical inequality between men and women was emphasized.
Yeah, we emphasized it because it was a way to show that we actually respect it. Our roles we respected each other. Damn.
Because the world was a much more difficult place, and so men took a paternalistic and patriarchal view on.
Right, it was protection for a valuable resource, a valuable the thing that made the whole thing worth it. Come on.
How women should be treated, and women wanted men to take that. They wanted to be safe.
Yeah, so okay, I want to say something about that. Somewhere along our biological lines, it was decided by most species that there's going to be a dimorph. There's going to be the regular one, and there's going to be a split off one. There's going to be the XX one, and there's going to be the different one, the XY. There's the different one. Those things got snipped off. The thing that's different. And for some reason, that thing produces chemicals in us that makes us bigger and stronger, more aggressive, and more protective. It's like at the same time, we got this other thing going on where we want to be caring and take care. And also, we don't have another use. Okay? We don't really have another purpose. So we kind of emphasize these things, and we're encouraged to, and our society gives us these cues as well. And women seem to don't understand that. It's like we're kind of like programmed to protect and do these things, and if we don't get to do our like natural thing, if we get shamed for that, or told it's wrong or bad or we shouldn't do it,
Wanted.
You're messing with like the natural forces of nature stuff, like society ending shit. Like when 37% of the labor force participation rate is 30%, 37% is out of the market of the labor force that should be like men that should be working. 37% is like, nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna stay home.
To be provided for.
You can't run a society on that. It's literally unsustainable. It's collapsed. It's collapsed. Those numbers are collapsed numbers, and those numbers are not decreasing or going flat. They are increasing rapidly because of this stuff. Men have to have something to live for, and if they don't, they let go.
Well, they wanted to make sure their children were safe, and men did what they could. Now men have won. They've, the fact we've got aeroplanes flying overhead, and the fact that we're not about to be invaded is the victory of Western men.
Right. We fucking won. We kicked its ass. We don't have to worry about that. And people but people like women forget that we did this whole draft thing. That was real. That happened in my lifetime. That's real. It's like, it just hasn't happened recently. It's like, well, it could happen any moment. And there's nothing we can do about it. And we're totally okay with that. Don't change any laws. I'm not saying change anything. I don't say change anything. I think it has to actually, people have to see the end result of this. And they have to feel the pain before people go, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I guess that's what we should do. Maybe we should set it up that way.
Man. And then for some reason, women decided, okay, well, I'm not afraid anymore. I want what you have. You don't do the things that we do.
Yeah, you guys don't do our stuff. You can't have what we have. We can't have what you have. We have to have each other's stuff. We need each other, ding dong. You can't get rid of us. Watch what happens when you try to get rid of us.
So you can't have what we have. But men just want women to be happy. They want.
Yeah, that's it. Come on, stop.
Want them to love them. They want their approval. And so if gaining women's approval means pretending women are equal to men, or
if we have to do this, we will for a little while until it's like a luxury thing. It's a luxury thing. So we will go along with this silliness for a little while until the society either gets so bad that people wake up and they push the brakes, which classic, not usually a thing that happens because you just burn people. You burn too many dudes. You burn the minds of young men that is not worth it. Dude. They're the engine that runs the whole thing. It's not old men. It's not the rent collectors. It's the rent payers, ding dong.
Saying this, that, and the other, whatever it is, they'll do it. And it's completely taken men off of the throne that they sat on. And this throne was never imposed by authority.
Right. That's the thing that seems to be totally missing from these chicks' understandings. Like, We didn't make it that way. In fact, you guys made it that way. Do you understand? We're the dimorph. We all start off female. That's why we got nipples. That's why our genitalia is like basically an inverted vagina. It pops out the other way because of the XY thing. And we're the ones that got aggressive and bigger and we don't give a fuck. And we will defend you to the death. Yeah, that's how we're programmed. And we'll do dumb shit like give up all our rights and like give you the same stuff that we got, even though you're not going to pay the same. You can't pay the same price. But we made it seem like you could be, and it's just no. It's right. We're going to learn that no, that's not a thing.
Actually is imposed by consent, and the second women withdrew their consent for the man to be on that throne, well, the man.
Right, that's the thing. If this was all run by consent, it wasn't forced. Women could always work. That was never not a thing. It was just like discouraged and kind of frowned upon. But if you had to do it, it was like everybody understood. Come on. The voting thing only happened because the men were, if you were going to go off to war and kill and die, and it was pretty like, it wasn't just it might happen. No, it's like your brother died or your dad died or both your uncles or all your brothers or all your men in the family. That was real. So yeah, you had to give us something. You had to give us like a say in like, what are we doing here? If we're going to go kill somebody, give us a say here. So that was what that was about. And the vote was for the whole family. And you better believe women had an influence on all that stuff. But it was for the families. It was for the people who were forming families. So landowners, people who own families, and for giving up your right, you actually had to be a landowner for a long, long time. It wasn't until recently they canceled that and made it just go to war thing. And then they canceled that just cause.
And the throne collapses and the men are just standing around going, okay, well, I guess I'll just play video games and drink beer all day.
Yeah. So we're going to go through this phase where we have to see that this is actually the result of it. If you want a high octane society, it runs on high octane women. And if the women don't understand their role, that they are the fuel that runs the economy, that all the men chase after, and if they're not available, if they've been toxified, and we're not allowed to taste them anymore, the society collapses. Ding dongs. Jesus Christ.
Smoke weed.
I'm surprised that a dumbass like me has to connect these dots.
And if you don't need me, I won't do anything. Because that's really the whole raison d'etre of being a man.
The raison d'etre. I mean, the reason we exist, the whole reason we exist is for that. You can't take this away from us because we will completely abandon society. Do you not understand this?
Be needed by someone else, and it's always been women. And until women understand that actually they're kind of destroying men, then nothing will change because men will never be able to stand up for themselves on their own.
Right. We're not going to stand up to you about this. That's why I'm saying that don't try and no laws change. Don't try and change anything. Let's keep going. Let's do the full experiment is what I say. I'm a bit of an accelerationist in that sphere. Not an extreme, just like, hey, is this really what you want to do? Can you see what you're doing? Do you letting it, are you going to just drop your deal and expect us to keep carrying it? It doesn't work like that. Come on.
Own dignity.
Right, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to fight you on this. For men to fight women, it looks extremely cowardly. So we all just have to sit back and watch and just wait for it to crumble over, and then for you women to go, okay, we might need you. And then we come back. You're in charge.
If a man doesn't have a family, it's bad for everybody.
Exactly. So you can go watch that. I'll leave a link in the show description. But yeah, that's... women built the patriarchy. Now they tear it down.